because I think that whatever I did, if I do like differently in the past, maybe I could not be here. That can be good, that can be bad, but I am kind of you can say like very happy person. I have lots of failure stories, lots of. I am happy about everything that happened, all the fails, all the successes, and what we are going to do. Like never regret a decision. The sauce is actually here. When I make a decision, then I say that.
Hello, everybody. This is En Busca del Fuego, the podcast of your favorite self-development and entrepreneurship podcast and school. And today we are hosting Shahjahan Jewel, the founder of WPManageNinja LLC and the creator of amazing plugins and softwares like Fluent Forms, Fluent CRM, Fluent Boards recently. And he is the chief executive officer of this company that right now is employing more than 100 people. The softwares that Jewel has created. And in today's episode, we are going to know better the person behind WPManageNinja. We are going to know where the company is going, and we are going to learn really insightful tips about how to manage our own companies online and how we can exploit better all these softwares. Welcome, Jewel.
Thank you, George. I'm really. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to share my experience about my entrepreneurship journey.
It's a complete pleasure to have you here. So thank you for your time. And first of all, I want to share with you that in this podcast that is mainly focused and oriented to entrepreneurs, people with digital businesses, we usually have one first question that is so insightful. So this first question for you, Jewel, is how do you describe yourself? Who is Jewel? Tell us.
Okay, so yeah, so basically, I'm Jewel, and I run a company, WPManageNinja, and many of you already heard of our product. So all of our products are kind of prefixed as Fluent. So Fluent CRM, Fluent Forms, Fluent Support. So what we do actually, we build tools for small businesses around the world. And we believe in open source, and all of our products are open source, self-hosted, so people can install that to their WordPress installation and use that. So we closely work with small businesses. We take lots of feedback from our community, and we work for them. So you can say that. So whatever we do, whatever we build for small businesses. So that's what we do. And personally, I run the company. We have around 110 plus companies. Yesterday was our 8 years anniversary. And that was a big event too. And I'm looking for a very exciting this year and also the next year. So yeah, it's kind of doing this exciting stuff here.
We're going to deep into that, Jewel. But I want to ask you, why did you decide to be a software engineer? Because that is your background, right?
Yeah. So that was kind of a bit interesting actually. So when I started my university, my undergrad, and then I thought, okay, I want to do something be different. I want to build something that people can I can connect with directly with the people. So and then I thought, what can that be, what I can do? So at first I started I started an agency actually. So I was building sites for different small organizations, non-profits. Even I worked for even a bank for their WordPress website. So that was back to 2010, 11. I was doing lots of work. And I in my agency, first startup in my agency, we built like hundreds of sites and also many solutions for those businesses. And in 2016, I thought, okay, we are doing great. I can understand the pain point of these small businesses. And now, how I can, add more values to the, lots of businesses. Then I thought, okay, as I am really experienced with WordPress already, what I can do in WordPress. So then in 2016, 17, we released our very first WordPress plugin, and that was really free plugin in WordPress repository. That was ninjatable. And I see in a couple of months, lots of people are using it. Lots of people are emailing me like, hey Jewel, we are using your plugin. It's super fantasy. And I was getting lots of feature requests and everything. And that plugin was free, and lots of people asking me, hey, do you have any PayPal account? Can I send you a tip or anything, because I'm really super happy. Then actually first thing we did actually, after I think 1 year, then we actually release our first pro version of Ninja Tables. And I see that lots of people are started purchasing, using it, and then we started working on it. And so that was the first step, when I was taking feedback from lots of people, like how we can help them. Then our second plugin was Fluent Forms. So the goal was actually then we normally we don't build random stuff, random solutions. All we do for if when we see a market or something in R&D, then we see that if that will help the small business or not. And then Fluent Forms, Fluent CRM. So I think still we have the same goal, same vision. That is, we want to help the small businesses. We want to help the thousands, millions of people out there, who are struggling with different SaaS solutions. We want to give that power to the these small businesses. They can self-host and they can actually scale their business.
Mm-hmm. Jewel, how did it come the name of WP Manage Ninja?
Okay, so that is something like a very interesting story actually. No, it's not. I know it's not a cool name. It depends on. So it should be like friend something. Okay. WPManageNinja. So that was like, it's a very long name. So my first business idea actually back to I think 2015. That was like, in that time my background was like agency. I was building sites for, and I had lots of customer. I was managing sites for them. So something like the managed services. And then so that name came from that background actually. It's not the plugin business company. So that was named like, okay, we will manage your site. So that's kind of like WP WordPress manage Ninja. Okay, so that's the background. And later, so we used that name. So that was the registered company in the USA. So we were using that payment processor, and now it's got too big that it's really hard to rebrand or something. I thought in the end of the last year, I thought like maybe we should change the name, something like Fluent, because people know about Fluent, all the people. And that's the kind of the background story. Yeah.
Amazing story, Jewel. And why did you choose to go to the States for the constitution, the company? I mean, why an LLC and not a company in India or in different countries?
Oh, so yeah. So basically, I wanted to build a global company, and that's why the company is registered in USA. And we have now currently we have few of our members from Europe, UK, from Norway, from Germany, and in the coming years we would like to expand that. We have lots of customers from basically from Europe, and especially I think the effect is from the self-hosted revolution. So in Europe, lots of businesses want to do the self-hosted for all the compliance and everything. So yeah, we are also focusing on that too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Joel, what changed in your life? You share with us that you started with an agency and you were like developing websites. That's right.
Yeah, we were doing that in the back in, I think our last project was like 2016 or 17, something like that. So that was the last project we did for, custom project for a customer or something. And then we had to shut it down because this product development is taking lots of resources. All these 110 people here work on only this 5 or 6 product. So we try to update each plugin every month. If we have a big release for a specific project that take like 2 or 3 months, then we do that, and all the support, marketing, everything we do here.
Mhm. And how was the jump from a service business to a SaaS, to a software as a
Okay,
service?
yeah. So I think this is like totally different kind of business. So when I was doing like the service business, so it's like, okay, this is a project, this is a problem, we have to solve it for specific for one customer. So everything around that, the requirements from that customer, and we are building that. So now when we are building in a product space, so that is something totally different. When we like say for friend CRM, when we add a feature, we had to think about all the like 40,000 businesses or all the future updates too. So it's not like that it should work. Not only that, but it's like, is it maintainable? Can I maintain this feature after 1 year? This code is really well tested or not? Will this code will work like hundreds of different server types, something like different environments? Will it work with other like 50 100 plugins? Will it conflict or something? So it's like it's kind of a very slow process, not like agency, like I just build a site in like 1 week or a few days, not something like that. So everything need to be perfect from the technology point of view, and also it's like very long term vision. So like we never abandoned any product. So the product we started, project we started in back to 2016, we are still maintaining that. We still have the team, and that's kind of I think the main difference. Like its product is it's a very sophisticated thing. You cannot make any mistake. Like if we do a mistake in any product, so like say fluent farms, if we do a mistake, then all the 400,000 sites will be affected, and that's a very big responsibility. But when you work for a specific customer for a project, so that's fine. Like if you do some mistake or something goes down, so only one side goes down. But so that's the main difference between these two business.
Wow, amazing, huge responsibility. Joel,
Yeah.
what 3 pieces of advice you will give to someone that, as you were in the past, is right now giving is on the service business and wants to scale to a SaaS business, for example? 3 pieces
Okay.
of advice.
So yeah, definitely. So the main thing is actually like if someone is actually doing the service business and they want to move to like the product business, uh, I will suggest that it's not easy actually. So we always see that like maybe the product business what we are doing, like we see that maybe the service business is easy. From the other hand, the service business, they are thinking like, okay, maybe product business is easy, but it's not actually true. From the both side, both businesses are really hard. And if someone actually doing really good with service, I will say that okay, scale that. Maybe make it like a product. So this can be a subscription or something. Like when I was doing in the back to 2016, 15. Then I had like recurring customer. Like I was managing their site, I had the team, I made their everything automated. So I was actually making some money most from the subscription, from the management side. Now the product business, I'm also doing the kind of the same. Like I'm doing the licensing for the for the agencies and businesses, so they are paying us like every year, something like that. So but if someone actually want to switch over, I would say that find a really good niche. like what problem your customer is actually facing. So for us, we did the same thing. Like we were working with lots of small businesses, so we really understand them, and from that we were solving those problems. So ultimately, people don't pay you for your time or anything. They pay you for the value that you are adding, so or the problem you're solving. So one thing that I always tell my team to, like a product, the value is like I mean, someone actually pay you for like only two things. So one thing is actually, do you actually save time for that person? If you can save time for that person, they will pay you. Or are you helping them to make more money? If you can do that, then they will pay you. So that's like in business. So that's the two thing we always remember. Are you saving time, or are you helping them to make more money? And another kind is like not in business, or something like luxury product or entertainment or something. So those things does not solve any of these two, but still those business make money. So my first suggestion is actually, if you want to build something, make sure it really do either of these two. Okay. And the second thing is actually, don't build everything at first. Nobody can build a perfect product in version 1. So that never happens. And so build something really like I say, like minimal usable product. So something that very have like 10 features list that you want to build. So build like choose like 3 or 4 that require to function your product. Okay, don't build the 10 thing. Build the 3 first, give that to your user, and then take the feedback. What's the pain point? Which features they are liking? Fine tune that. Add features incrementally. So that's the main thing we also do here. Like we don't build everything in the version 1. We have a plan, and then we incrementally do that. Third thing is actually it's related to the second point. Actually, that is, um, if you are a product developer, you are building product. You are not building for yourself. Okay, you are building for your customers, for thousands of your customers, or thousands of your leads or something. So it does not it should not reflect your own thinking. It's always about your customer. So and we really learn that very hard way. Like we like say we added a feature for like, it took like 2 months for our team, and after release that, we say that the people are not using that feature. But a feature that took like a week or a few days, and that's like people are using, is really helping that feature to the people. So it's always important, to hear the customers, and identify those pain points and solving those things.
Jewel, which is your favorite Fluent product at the present moment?
Okay, so if I tell that, that will like, if my team see that, then that will be a very chaotic moment, So I should not tell that. Like we should. So what? How our overall WPManageNinja actually work? So we have a couple of products, 6-7 product, and each product has their own team. So here WPManageNinja, so Fluent CRM has a separate team. So we have support, we have marketing team, we have developer team, and for Fluent Forms, Fluent Support, and separate team we have. And so it's like so the reason we did that in that case, actually, like we want to make each product successful. We want to give them equal chance to grow. And that's why actually we did that for so a developer who are working in, like say, in Fluent CRM, most probably they never work on in say Fluent Forms or in any other product. So that's how we do that. So equally I love all of them actually. I But still I have favorite, but I will not say that.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't want to get you into trouble with the teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Jewel, what is exactly OutLab?
Sorry,
Yeah,
get it.
we have been talking about WP Manage Ninja, but
Yeah.
you are also into, I think it's a holding company called OutLab. OutLab or
Oh,
not?
okay. So Autlab. So yeah, so Autlab is our here is the local company here.
Mhm.
So WPManageNinja is it is kind of USA. So all the operations online store everything managed from that WPManageNinja. And Autlab is so all the full development team is actually in Bangladesh. So in Bangladesh, so we have to operate here too. So all the uh, payroll and everything. So that's for that reason, actually, we had to open another company here. So we call it Autlab.
Mhm. And Joel, what does it mean to you, like the philosophy behind the open source? Because someone right here, for example, in Europe, people are talking about businesses, about capital, about selling. It's like the focus mainly on marketing and not as much on the product with its consequences. So, in this way, I mean, being like praising open source is like it's quite interesting. So tell us, why did you choose to start like that and selling, for example, free plugins and that community and customer base focus?
Yeah. So, personally, I love, open source. And even before this love, this, relationship with open source, community and everything, it started before my business actually. And the one thing really I love about the open source, this is how it's changing the full world. Just think about it. Like if we had not like WordPress, then the building a website would be really like expensive. So all the small businesses, they could not actually afford that. If would not say if you, it would be something like if it's like say WordPress is a closed source solution, people have to pay that, or they have the every power, so that would be really a disaster. It would not be that successful. So all the people from around the world, they are contributing, working on a single solution, and they are making it bigger. From here I can actually contribute to WordPress. In our company, like we have like 30 core contributor, and we encourage them, like go to WordPress, find an issue, contribute that, giving back to the community. So that is one thing really. And another thing is actually my business is also depends on it. So and we see that if we giving back to the community, that always help. Number one. Number two is actually like if we make our software open source, we can go to the more customers, and giving them the power to host and do anything. So that's something like that. So something like say active campaign, mailchimp, maybe we could make more money, okay, from the subscription, monthly subscription and everything. But here we can do more here. Like all the 40,000 businesses, they are not actually, most of them are not paying us. They are using our free version, and that's like, and you see that we don't have any cost for that. Like we are not they are not we don't have any expense for them, maybe a few support ticket or everything. But most of them, they can use that, they can host their own server, they can use that. So that is we can also helping them. When I visit, when I go to the different work camp, especially in Europe, lots of people come to me and talk with me about that, how we are helping them. So that is something like, I think like we could not do this without this open source community. Or if we so that is like a big thing. Like I really like it. And also my career, or my interest in the web development, it starts with the WordPress. So I can still remember, I think back in 2009 or something, eight. Then I built my website in 2 days. like let's build my first site. So that is something that is something like that amused me, like why this is free. Then I learn about everything about the open source community, and you see that all the things that the changing the world, everything is like all the things are open source. So that is something like I really love it, and I want to participate, and that's why every year I try to attend as many WordCamps as possible to just meet with the community, because this community is really cool. I never find this enthusiast community anywhere else.
Mhm. What does WordPress mean to you in general, like as an idea?
So WordPress, so it's kind of complicated. So like hard. It's like a feeling, So for me, so if I in professional way, so it's my bread and butter. So this is hard, to make my living. I do that. So one thing. So another thing is actually like the community WordPress. When I hear about WordPress, my feeling is about the community. So most of my friends in online friends and everything, so those are we I got connected from the WordPress. So maybe in a Facebook group, LinkedIn, or in a WordCamp, everything is like all those people, those are from WordPress. So it's about the community, and that's what I love, and that's what I mean.
Mhm. Amazing, Jewel. What do you think about when we are talking about open source? For example, we can find like great solutions. I will say like the one that has the most value sometimes on the market. But why do you think that people that are, for example, starting up or that are well based, like they have like big companies, they are reluctant to use open source softwares? Because, for example, here in Spain and in Europe, also in Brazil, there is the like software that are like famous, and they say, hey, I will go with the software that this person, these people, or these other companies are using because it's what everyone is using. And they are quite reluctant to start using like open source solutions, even they are like actually better. And even that these open source solutions doesn't need you to be like tech savvy. So why do you think that, for example, like all the softwares that from WPManageNinja you have created are so easy to use? You can find like really advanced solutions like artificial intelligence on on the construction, the copy of an email. These are solutions that you have to pay a lot of money in other companies. Why do you think that even this is so easy to use, there are to use this? Why do you think that's could be the cause of this?
So I think there's the open source and the SaaS solution, closed source solution, they will coexist, and I think there will be always market for both. So the and I think both should coexist. So something like that, if open source does not exist, then the SaaS solution would be so they could get the whole market. They would not have any competitor. They could do anything they want. So when people have like alternative, some people just choose Shopify. Maybe they want to use that, so that's totally fine. Shopify is a great solution. Some people use WordPress or WordPress solutions like say WooCommerce, and people should have that choice. So if WooCommerce would not exist, then people would not have any choice. So they could just use that. They had to choose a solution like Shopify. So I think that this freedom should exist, and that's how I think we will evolve. We will build better products. And same thing like say something like, say, another example that can be like we have I think like Calendly. Okay, so that's a great solution. People are using it, and some people thought like, okay, we need an open source solution, and then cal.com exists. Now what, cal.com is totally open source. You can host that on your site, and many people can use that. uh, And now what happens now actually, like they're a successful business too. So open source does not mean like you cannot do the business, you cannot make money. Okay. But when you do that, now you have a solid alternative of, Calendly, and you can, use that. And same goes to, I think, and now they are competing in, hundreds of, developers, and with a, closed source company like Calendly versus cal.com. Both companies are doing great, but there's competition, healthy competition, that we require, to advancement our, overall, society and everything. And I think same goes with, like, say, Windows operating system versus the Linux operating system. So the world would not be, this, beautiful without, say, like Linux. If we only had the choice for only the Microsoft, then the world would be really different. And so I think, so that's my, like, my observation between closed source and open source.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, Jewel. You share with us that you are, in the present time, you are attending to events from the WordPress community. You are managing like these two companies, actually, like WPManageNinja, and you are managing like different teams in charge of different products. So I want to ask you, how do you deal with all this? Because we have been talking about the huge responsibility. You have
Yeah,
like more than 100 people
yeah,
working like on these products, and also
yeah,
like almost 500,000 or more than 500,000 of users
yeah.
using this software. So oh my god, Jewel, how did you deal with this? Which are your routines?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you have for breakfast? I mean, like, give us some insights.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So, so managing products is really hard, and uh, so in the COVID time, we had, like, hyper growth stage. So, and like we have, like, our sales got like double, triple in that. So we are adding, lots of people in that time. Was like 25, 20 or 25, something like that. And, I was managing everything. I was, talking with the developers, I was talking with the support, marketing, everyone. So, and then I thought, like, this is not sustainable. I cannot do everything. I did a really great team, and in that time, actually, we had like great member in our team. So, in last 3 years, 3 4 years, what, I did specifically, actually, I wanted to build a team. I wanted to build, actually not a team. I wanted to build, many teams for each product, each team. So our whole organization actually works. So like WPManageNinja, you can say that it's an incubator, and each team is a startup. So Fluent Forms that actually works like a startup. Fluent Share Me that actually work as a startup, and I empowered those team. So my development team, so you guys can do anything you want in within this scope. And what I do, actually, I just manage from the very top. Like I talk with once a while, like 1 or 2 times a month, like what you guys are working on. I also get, lots of feedback from the community. I talk with my customers like every day, and then I actually add that in my project management tool, like, okay, this is the solution. But it never happened like, okay, Jewel say that, our CEO said that, that's why, we had to make it, super priority. We have to, must do that. And then they actually discuss which features they want to work in, which version they will release, something like that. So it's like I believe in that team. I trust them, and I know they will do that. And in the last 3 years, actually, I worked with them like every week. What I learned in the last 10 years, I try to give them that this is how you can build a, product. This is how it should be. So I think, empowering them, trusting them, that's the most important thing to build a team. And definitely, hiring, finding the, that, skilled people, good people, that's definitely challenging. But in the last 3 4 years, that what I did, actually. So And in my daytime, most of the time, I actually still I love coding. So I still like 2-3 hours every day. I try to code in different project and everything. So we have a good project management system in our office. So I see that, I go that, okay, so this is an issue, I can work on that, I can do that, I can commit in GitHub. And within that process, it will be marched into the in our main branch and get shipped. So that's like, it's a process that we had to build. We had to find the good people, and we had to empower them. And that's how we manage everything. So it's not like I am everywhere.
Mhm. And Jewel, how long it took the Fluent ecosystem to pass from being just Jewel as a solopreneur to have like almost 100 employees? They are freelancers, they are employees. It's like a hybrid among them, or they are
uh,
like only working exclusively for the ecosystem.
you mean our members or
Yep,
customers?
the
Our
members.
members.
Yep,
Yeah, all our members are full time here.
full time. Yep.
So everyone is full time. I think we're like 4 or 5 people. They work on remotely. Uh, and but everyone is actually in our office. We built an office actually. You can see some photos and videos in
Absolutely. We will
in
share
my
them.
Facebook. And yeah, we built that office. We try to make try to make it really fun place to work. And so yeah, so that's kind of thing. So everyone is full time. Everyone is they come to your physical office. It's a very in our city is very beautiful and a small city, so they don't have to commute every day for like so like everyone live like 10 or 15 minutes distance from the office. uh, yeah, and that's kind of that work really well.
Mhm. And how long does it take you to be like working alone to having like a team, like the
Also
ecosystem
for
of a team?
me, yeah. So I think so when we started back to 16, we had only 4 people in our team. Then we actually gradually add people. So from I think 2020 till 2020, we did not had any this type of structure for the people. So everyone is like developer. This developer also doing the customer support. This developer also writing the documentation, everything, releasing everything. So those type of things. But when we had multiple products in 2020 and had lots of customers and everything, then we had to scale that up.
And you said something that rings a bell to me. That it is like if I disappear for a month, nothing will happen. Everything will continue running with no problem. Uh,
Yeah.
this is something like great. I mean, it's something like mm, which kind of systems, which kind of processes, or in which kind of things should we focus like in our businesses to start creating like businesses that run like a clockwork. I mean, like that in which the CEO can be like 1 month out of the office and everything is working. Because I think that this is something that is being seeked by a lot of people in charge of businesses. That, for example, me as a lawyer see that there are a lot of people that are CEOs, and they say I'm like almost like close to the burnout because not being able to succeed in that task. So what can you share with us to succeed in automating and creating like solid teams?
Yeah. So so what yeah, my suggestion is like what we do actually here. So it's like finding the right people in the right place. So some people they say a developer is really very hardworking person. He really love coding, but so if you give them management type place or responsibility, maybe he cannot do that. He is not very bad at that. But some people, they are really they are like leader, they can actually manage things. They can take multiple inputs and compile them and then work on that. So my hardest job was actually finding those people in that position. So for example, in support, in our support, we have like currently we have like around 20 people in the support team. And at the very first, I was doing the support. I was so we had not no support people. So we had lots of support tickets. So I hired the first person. Then actually, then I was actually also working with him. And as I was working with the support, I know everything about the support. Which things need to be, how we can do the priority and everything, how do we manage the queue and everything. So I was telling him like, this is how we do it. And he was really fast learner. And then all the people I hired next, I can actually assign that team. He could actually train them very well. He could manage them. And last, I think in the last 2 years, I did not actually hire a single support person personally. So all they did that from that team. So that team, our full support team, that works as an independent company. So if they need to hire someone, they will do that. If they need something like so when we do like campaign and everything, we had like hundreds of tickets at the same time. So they actually manage those things. Normally I don't give any feedback on them. So that's something like that I could empower them, and also they could actually take that responsibility. So that's the big thing. Like I think also the most challenging thing, like you have to give up some responsibilities. You cannot do everything on your own. And another thing, actually, the responsibility you're giving up to the person or the persons, they have to be have the capability to receive that, to execute that. So yeah, so that's kind of thing. If anyone to do that, so the motivation was actually it's kind of funny. Like I really love traveling, and I have a like a goal, personal goal. Like I want to travel, like visit like 100 countries. Okay. And I think currently I have like 30, 35, something like that. But I want to visit like 100 countries. And visit means I really want to visit those countries. I really want to meet those people and try their local food, local culture, everything. And if I make myself bind within the company, I cannot actually move from here. I cannot go to like in South America, something like that. So you can do that. So that was also a motivation for me. Like if I can build this team, I can free myself, and then I can actually do that. And another thing is actually I'm a builder. I want to build a product. So mostly all the products you see, actually most of them, like the minimal usable version, that's kind of built by me. So and so that is something I build first, and then I build a team around that product. And then once it's launched, then I'm gone. You guys have to manage everything. But I always I work like 4 or 5 months with the team for a product, and my job is actually to give them my vision, to transfer my vision to them, so they can see the same vision and work on that. So that's how I personally operate.
And does Jewel follow his intuition for conducting and implementing all these processes, or have you like tried like qualifications or trainings or maybe studying books
Yeah,
for
definitely. So first thing is, I actually like, first thing, you cannot expect like from the very first, you cannot expect someone that they can do everything. Many people can do many things, but they can do their own way. I don't want that. I want something like the main principle should align with me, align my vision, align with my how I work, something like that. So what I try to do, actually, I transfer that culture to them too. So If someone actually say in my leadership positions, okay, so they have to first understand overall culture, how we work, how we distribute our work, how we communicate with the team, everything. So they like very closely, or they work in a team for years, and then they get upgrade that, okay, now you will get that something like that. So before that, there has a like a training type, internal training type of sessions, like it's a long sessions, like say for 1 year. So for like say for like 6 months, they will work on this, they will focus on these things. So say in our marketing team, sometimes we do something like, say we hired someone, and after 6 or 7 months we give them like, okay, in the next campaign you will run that campaign. And we know that he or she will make lots of mistake in the process, and we let them kind of do that mistake so he can learn. But we don't make it something like, okay, you are on your own. We have something like the mentor, so you will run this thing, but you will have this mentorship access, so you can ask anytime. He or she will work with your own way, and he will help you in every step. And so that's how we train them. So it's a long process. So it's not like that I can hire someone and I can make him a lead in a team. That's kind of never happens. It's always a process, and we do that on our own way to educate them.
Mhm. Joel, you bring to the table like an interesting word that is mentor. So I have to ask you, does Joel have a mentor at the moment or in the past?
So yeah, currently I don't have any active mentor at this moment, like dedicated mentor. But I try to talk with lots of people. Lots of similar businesses that people do, or different business they are doing, and so yeah, I always try to listen them what they're saying. I It's not like I follow them blindly, but I every day I try to learn something. So I think every day I do like at least 1 hour just reading thing. Okay, it can be a book, it can be a blog post, it can be a YouTube video or something. Okay, I always try to learn that. I think like I am still I know very little thing in the whole world. It's very too big. Okay, but I just try to learn thing. I think that also help, and also discussions with people. Even I am talking with you, I'm also learning. I am also thinking, also what you are asking, so that is something like important thing, so I'm also learning. So that's really help. So it should not be like a founder should not be something like that, okay, he know everything. And so that's mindset, that's I think very bad for the business, for the growth. So yeah, I always keep my mind open, and then talk with different people. But I think I did not try any mentorship or those type of thing yet, but I will definitely explore that. So yeah.
Quite interesting, and Joel, quite interesting because it's so inspiring to see a CEO that is like continually learning and not into this marketing flow of you have to have mentors and continually like routines and if you want to be successful, all that marketing. So that's so inspiring that you can have like a really nice company, really kind company, and successful company with a happy team, and that you are like learning like by yourself, but growing with the team. So that's so inspiring. So this leads us to the next question, that is how it's a day in the life of Jewel. I mean, like you start your day, and which are like your routine. How it looks a day in the life of Jewel.
Okay, so not super exciting. It's kind of like boring. My wife said that. So if wife says something, that's 100% true. Okay, don't argue with wife. So yeah, my life actually around, you can say that the company. So. Uh, And so I try every morning. I come to office. I try to add values. So that can be with a team, that can be with a product, or it can be like how I can optimize more in a existing process. What things should be altered or improved, or something that mostly I do. I also love coding. I mentioned that. So when I don't have any meeting or anything with any team, or so in that time I mostly contribute in any of our project. So that is like day to day. But I try to like every year I try to like 1 or 2 months I want to try to do like total disconnect from the kind of the company I want. So like every June I go to like Europe, and I just travel in different cities, different countries, drive and everything. So something like that. So it's like, yeah, I work like 10 months a year, and 2 months I just travel. And so that's kind of my day-to-day kind of routine.
Amazing routine. And Joel, how did you deal with conciliation between personal life and professional life? Here, for example, in Spain and in Europe in general, it's something that people are so concerned about. When I create a business, I have to be conscious that we people, entrepreneurs, are so passionate about what we do, and that this sometimes can lead us to
Yeah.
have you in the past been conscious of this? Have you ever been like in charge of dealing with, hey, I have to manage my own self?
Yeah. So, at the very first, I was really like really workaholic. Like I was working like 15, 16 hours a day, something like that from the at the first time. Now it's like, now I see that, like, if I work like 16 hours, that means I am just working like two people what would work, like I'm just doubling myself. But if I build a process, if I build a system in my office, now we have like 110 people. So I cannot build myself everything. I cannot do all the works myself. If I improve the process, then that helps. Okay. So that is not something like I shifted my focus on that. Like I don't want to do everything. I want to making the process, and people, my members, they will actually, team members, they will actually work on that. And so my job is actually to see if that working or not. Okay. If it's not working, then I have to just revisit that. If it's working, and then I have to find, can I optimize that? Can I help them in other way? So yeah, at first I think I had to work that long hours, but now actually I think I don't need to. And my team members also. So when I do, overwork or something, my team actually say that, don't do that. We are here. We will work on that. You don't have to do that. And also, I try to do the same for my team members too. So something like that. Say we have say a team has a, release date, say next week. If they cannot complete, within the time, and meet every step like testing and everything, I just say that, okay, just make it the next week. You don't have to overwork for this, because ultimately we don't have any deadline. Like we don't have a hard deadline, because we are setting those deadline and we are flexible. We can do that. So that's how we are creating that culture. I don't want anyone to do like work after office hour. I encourage them to, okay, your work is done, office time is done, but you still want to be in the office, go to the game room. So we have a dedicated game room. You can go anytime and play the games. So if you can do that, you can go to with your colleagues, go somewhere. So something like that. So now it's like more like manageable. And I want them to enjoy the life too. They should have everyone should have that work-life balance.
Mhm. That's so insightful, Joel. I think that Spanish companies have to learn about that, because we have a lot to learn about that. So this led us to
So I think, yeah, so a couple of years ago, I went to Europe, okay, and I think in the whole world, Europe, if they maintain the work-life balance so well, they they are really chill people. They so something like that really inspired me too. Like they see the life be differently. But if you see that in USA or even the Asia and the rest of the world, actually, uh, most of the people actually see the life differently. So I have to do everything. I have to do all the extra miles. I have to do overwork and everything. And in some instance, that is kind of true. You have to work hard. You have to work more to do more. And but I think, but for personally, I to meet that work-life balance. So when I have to work like 10 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, I will do that. So if something requires me to, so something like if I get a serious bug report, something like that, if no one is available right now, I will do that. If it requires like my whole night to work on that, I will do that. So like mentally I am ready to do that work, but it's not like it's an everyday routine. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, like, work hard but work wisely too. So I
Yeah,
would
yeah, yeah,
prefer
exactly.
to have intensive trainings, no? Yeah. We have been talking some kind, like, a lot about business, so I want to ask you about something more like culture related, because for example here in Europe we have like our manners of doing things, and I have like a curious question for you, Joel. What do you think that for the social general in Europe, if you think that it's being currently unnoticed?
I think now I think this is the best time or the very high time that anyone can work from anywhere, and they can access to kind of the any market or anywhere in the globe. So so it's kind of hard actually. So and I've experienced about that actually. So something like that, most of our customer actually are agencies in WPManageNinja. So what we are doing actually, like we are giving them tool to build their business. So say one agency, say from France or Spain, so they are actually using this tool and then empower their small business in their community. So in last, in Athens, I met with a team. So 3-4 people, they are actually what they actually doing actually. So they actually collected couple of WordPress plugins, say an LMS plugin, and then they made a solution on WordPress. So in their city, they actually giving these people that solution, and they are actually going online those solutions. So they are doing everything and then supporting those people. So for me, say from another country, it will be really it will be kind of the possible to give the solution directly to the businesses, because those businesses are not that technical. I cannot reach them. So there has some cultural language difference and everything. So it's kind of like it's we everyone, we all together, we are creating a shared economy. So we are doing different parts. So we are building the software, someone actually picking those, repackaging it, and then shipping to the end customers. And you see that everyone is like actually like winning this whole thing, like everyone. So one thing is actually is there has called like discrete economy. So this discrete economics is actually like in an ecosystem, if you have like lots of people involved in that transactions and economical activity, then that's really good thing. And so that means actually if we have lots of small businesses, lots of agencies, they provide solutions to lots of people, it's a good thing, because it's not the money is not going all the money is not going a single corporation. So that is something uh, help. And open, I think the open source is actually empowering those businesses. So say something like that. Say all the people are using like Shopify. Uh, if everyone was using Shopify, then you did not have the WooCommerce or WordPress ecosystem. You would not have, there's all the small agencies that are giving the services to those people. So that is something like, I think, like everyone from around the globe, from USA, Europe, from Asia, and they are like working together to make it the whole ecosystem. They are building this ecosystem. They are like contributing this, this discrete economy. I think, and that's, I think, a good thing that's happening.
Like the competition, right? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that there is also something like but not in that specific case, but there has something, I think, maybe there may have some negative impact on it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So something like, if a company, actually say a company from Europe, they are outsourcing all their work from say Asia, from India, from Philippines, everything, then what is happening inside that community. So maybe some people from that community is not getting those jobs. Okay. uh, Most of the cases, I think, the happening is actually like the company who are hiring from say Philippines, Indonesia, or South Asia, they are not actually decreasing the end cost. What they are doing, they are making more profit. So that is also kind of happening. And I think it's a kind of global problem that
Absolutely.
individual community are facing. So something like that, if a touristic city, actually say a normal city get too touristic, then everything goes up, all the prices, like the renting and everything. So the normal people in that community, they are facing that problem. But some people are also actually getting an advantage, like they are doing like Airbnb or everything. They are making more money, but normal people who in that community, they are facing that problem. So it's kind of in that globalization, I think that's both way. We have some cons, we have some approach, and I think that's where we have to find a way to live that, because we cannot actually change that, we cannot stop that.
Yeah, we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Joel, do you have any book or favorite book that has like marked like a before and after in your life? A favorite book?
Yeah, so definitely. So when I was a student, I was I was a reader. I read lots of books, but mostly those are not like any business book. So and after starting business, so all the books are like, now it's like I have to read like business book, I have to read that. So I read a book many years ago, and that was a very simple book, and that was like and I think that book actually added lots of values in my thinking and everything. And that is book is Lean Startup.
Let me start up.
So yeah, Lean Startup. And another book is Zero to One. So that is another book we has like uh, I think I have that book.
Uh-huh.
Um, so high performance or the mindset or something. I can't remember the name,
Yes, I
but
think.
Lean Startup. That was a great book. I really love that book. If anyone hear this podcast, I would say that give it a try. You will love that. It's a very small book, but that's really good book.
Mhm. Joel, what do you think that as entrepreneurs, there are like many entrepreneurs that consider themselves as spiritual seekers? I mean, many people of the business field usually tend to be like spiritual, like they have tendencies to be seekers of what's the meaning of life, entering into reading about that. This is something that have happened to you?
So yeah, sometimes What I do actually, about the life thinking, like philosophical thing, I thing is actually like interest me. At this point, I think at first, when I was in the university or something like that. So my, when our friends talking like talk about the career, what I'll do in the career, which career I should choose, and everything. So that was something like the first thing was like, okay, I have to find a good career that make enough money to live. Okay, and then when I am here, so now I think it's not about the money anymore, because I really live a very simple life. And I think even, my, business got double or revenue goes double, triple, I think it will not affect anything about my, life. So it's all about now, like the growth. Can I, growing the business? Can I helping people? The most important thing is like when I get a good words from the customer, when I get a review or someone actually mentioning me, or someone, saying that, okay, this product helping. So that's these little things now actually kind of like my inspiration. And I think that whatever I am doing these little things. There's like, okay, growing the team. Can I, giving the better lifestyle to my members? So these are the things really kind of inspiring me, and that is that is a very simple cause that we can live on, or we can live for. Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely, Joel. This is the end of the easiest questions of this interview, Joel. In this podcast, we usually ask self-development questions, questions that are more related to know better the person behind the company. So, are you ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Telling that saying about the magic lamp, in which you can find a magic lamp and there is like a genius that gives you wishes. Just imagine for a second that you find that magic lamp and that you are able to ask the genius for 3 wishes that are just for Jewel, not for the world, not for his company, just for Jewel. Which 3 wishes will you ask him?
uh I'm not sure actually. This is kind of like, yeah, I think I have to pass this question. Like, I have really no idea about it. Like, I think the one thing is actually like, uh, so there, Steve Jobs, in a talk, Steve Jobs kind of told like, you can actually connect the dots, from the past. You cannot do like in the future. You cannot. You don't know what will end up. Maybe something bad happens. Maybe you can relate that in the future. That when you see the past, and so what I did, or what I do actually, and some people actually tell me like, if you go to the past, what you do differently. Okay. and and that question actually kind of not right question, because I think that whatever I did, if I do like differently in the past, maybe I could not be here.
Mhm.
Okay, so that can be good, that can be bad, but I am kind of, you can say like very happy person that what we I could accomplish. I have, lots of failed stories, lots of, but I am happy about everything that happened, all the fails, all the successes, and what we are, going to do, something like. So one thing that is like, I can accept anything. So in my life actually, i I have a theory like, never regret a decision.
Wow.
So, and the secret sauce is actually here. When I make a decision, then I say that if it goes wrong, what will happen? Then I say myself that I am Joel. I am actually making this decision. So I will never regret that, because myself, with my knowledge, I am making the decision. So that is something that is like self-realization that really helped me. So if something goes wrong in any project or anything in personal life or anything, then I just tell myself that myself, I made this decision. I and so this happens. It's fine. Can I learn something from here? If yes, okay, I'm learning. If not, okay, it's fine. So yes, that's something like, I am not like worried about the future, or super worried about the decision I'm making every day. I'm just what I do actually in that moment. The decision I am making, is that right for me or not in that time? Okay.
So, Jewel, if you have to ask the genius that wish, what will be the first one?
So in same question. Okay. For me, you know, I don't know. I mean, I got many things in my life. I think I'm happy with my kind of life. I'm not like super rich or super, yeah, but I'm kind of happy.
So you will not ask for anything.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. Well, imagine that if we have like, or if in the case, just imaginary, that
Okay.
we have that there is like a scripter, like a people in charge of writing the scripts of our lives. What would you ask that scripter for your life, for the future?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine that there is like an scripter, like someone imaginary that is in charge of writing the story of your life, like from the
Okay.
past, present, and the future. What would you ask him for the future in your life?
Mm, I'm not good at anything self this type of question.
Don't worry, it's okay.
So you say that, like, asking my future me about something.
No, it's like, for example, like just imagine that we are watching like a TV, like a movie, or that
Yeah.
like a series, and what will you like to happen in season 3 of Jewel's life in the future, next season of Jewel, with WP Ninja, with your personal life, maybe
Also,
where would
you
you
mean
like to have
you mean
the
like the future of me, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, I think it's about the company WPManageNinja. I want to make this company really successful. So and we are kind of helping, like, about I think we will hit that, I think, 1 million this year, people are using that. uh, but I want to go beyond that. I want to first thing, actually, I want to really build a super company here in my city. And so something like it should, so like currently we have a very working very friendly working environment. I want to build it like a campus for my members, where you will have a big office, lots of playing zones, for resting and everything. So something like that. So it will not be just like an office, just people working. It's like people are enjoying their life too. So it's like they will really enjoy to go to the office to work in there. So that is something like, yeah, like I really want to do that. And I know that for that I have to really make a very successful company for that. And that's kind of I'm working on that thing.
Mhm. And Jewel, if you could live again 30 minutes of your life, something that happened like life again 30 minutes, that something that you really like in your life in the past, which
Okay.
30
Yeah.
minutes
So
will be?
yeah. 2 months ago I became dad, and that
Whoa,
was,
congratulations.
thank you. So, yeah. So that is something like I heard from the new parents. I heard many stories like it's a different feelings and everything, and so I could not imagine that. So And the first time when I saw him, so it's I cannot express the feeling that I am still every day, like every day. I think for a week I just I'm just seeing him. I'm not going office or anything. I am not thinking anything. I'm just like seeing him, like 15, 16 hours a day. I'm just with him in the bed. And still, like after this conversation, I'll go there, I will be with him. And he is also he normally go to sleep at 4 at the morning. Okay, but I really enjoy that. I really enjoy every bit of the time, and that is something really really interesting for me. Also, it's a very blessed thing, I am sure, and that is something I really enjoying. I really every minute with my kid.
That's lovely, Jewel.
Yeah,
Congratulations for the
thank you.
parenthood.
Yeah.
And if you have like which three virtues of yourself, or which three characteristics of yourself would you like to give as an heritage to your son?
Sorry, would you please repeat?
Which three virtues, like characteristics, like virtues of yourself? Like for example, Jewel is like a hard worker, he's innovative, or any adjectives that you say, hey, I consider myself that I work really hard, or any characteristics of yourself. Which three characteristics of
Okay.
yourself would you like your children to inherit for you?
Yeah, I want my kid to be a good person, and I want him to help other people. I want to teach him uh, like really how he should work to help other people. So one thing I also do for myself, that is like, if I work hard, if I you know uh, really make a good living, I can help other people. If I cannot earn a good living, I cannot help other people. So that's something like I really do and practice like every day. So it's not like live just for yourself, also live for other. If you cannot change the world, that's totally fine, but you can change some people's life. So that is something like I also do that like every day. Tell myself, like every day, I don't have power to change the world like say Elon Musk is doing, or yeah, or I cannot change my whole country. But what I can do, I can change some life. I can add values, some people. Okay, so that can be 1,000 people, or even that can be a single person. That is something like I really like want my kid to have that from me.
Mhm. Joel, you share with us 30 minutes that you would like to live again, and which will be the 30 minutes that you won't like to live again?
Okay, so yeah, it's kind of like you're saying, like, which 30 minutes you don't want in your life, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of a, it's, I think it's always like a tragedy or something. So in my university in undergrad, I had a uh, exam, final exam in my undergrad, like in second semester, I think. Yeah, and in that semester, so I had an exam. In the exam, the minute I just leave complete my exam, and then I saw my phone. I see that like lots of phone calls from my home. And that time when I received the phone, then I heard that my mother got an accident. And then so it's a long journey. It was a long journey, but I could not see her. And so that's kind of very sad thing. Like if I did not have the exam that day, then then at least I could I could talk with her or something. So that's kind of the like a very sad time for me, story for me. Like she actually did really hard work to raise me. To for my education and everything, but when I am if I say myself the successful, I could not give back. So that's kind of very sad time. That time I kind of always remember, like maybe someone from a home trying to reach me, maybe she wanted to talk with me, but she could not because my phone was off.
Jewel,
Okay.
imagine for a second that WP Manage Ninja manages to develop a machine that allows anyone to get their biggest fears. Which will be your three biggest fears that you will ask that machine to delete from you, from getting those fears?
I think the fear is really good thing, for life. Like, we do lots of things, just because so something like that. If I don't have any fear to break sites, break our plugins, okay, for our customers, then that will be the disaster. Like we can do like, okay, just release it. So something like that is, yeah. But as I think I am really, I I'm not sure like which fear I should not have. Uh, so yeah.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, just imagine that we have like an alien invasion and they can give us like superpowers. Would you ask for us? Which will be the superpower you will ask them for?
Okay, so now we are talking about like the movies from DC or something like that. Yeah, so yeah, but that case, I can say that like I really like the Iron Man. So he does not have all the everything, the superpower,
Yeah.
but he's a scientist. He built that power and everything. My favorite, the super, this from the movies is it's like Iron Man.
Wow, amazing! Love that movie too. Yeah, well, just imagine that you have like a mystical experience, and there is like a light burst right now in your room, and it appears an angel or something like an entity that tells you that he can like solve like any question that you have for of life, of the universe, whatever you want. What will be the question you will ask that entity?
Yeah, so maybe it will be like, do alien exist? Okay, so if exist, then will it come to Earth or something? So if it exists and it's so far, that's fine. We don't have to worry about them. Yeah.
Joel, can you share with us three moments, three events of your life, good or bad, in any chronological order that makes like an inflection point, like something important in your life, that it was like an before and after?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So one thing that is like before I lost my mother. So that was like I was very much fond of like physical objects. Like I really love my phone, love my laptop, everything. If something happens, it really hurt me, something like that. And after that event in my life, then it actually uh, I don't have any like real affection with these objects. Like the theory is actually, if I can replace something and if I lost that, that's totally fine because I will just replace that. Uh, so so that is something. So something like, so for an example, if I lost my phone today, then it will not actually it will not be a big deal for me. Okay, because I can replace that. But if a friendship, say I have a good friend, so that is the most important thing. If you compare with other things, like I don't want to ruin it. I don't want that friendship to go away, because if there's something happened with that, I cannot repair that. I cannot I can buy it. So the relationship, my friends, family, everything. So these relationships, these things are the most important thing in my life, and I will do anything for that.
Mhm. What have you discovered about yourself with these three events that has been so important to you in your life? Did you discover something about yourself?
So what I discovered actually, like so uh, you know financially I am from a very middle class family, so we did not have lots of luxury. We were financially we were okay, and but thing is actually, like, I did not did a lavish lifestyle in my university, in my college and everything. So it was like, when I will have lots of money, I will do this thing, these things and these things. um, and or I will do these things for my family, for my mother, and yeah, and everything. And after the event, when I started making money and thing, then I see that, so this money, that's not something you know can buy those things. I cannot buy anything. I cannot buy anything for my mom. I cannot do anything. So these are like, this money, if I don't have that use case, the money, that is like, it's like a valueless thing. So I cannot buy my happiness with the money. Money is super important for everyone's life, but it's, after a point, it's not, it's kind of just a paper, it's just a number. So that's something like, really, I realized that there has many things in life that without just money or anything, without this financial things.
Mhm. Joel, if you can go back to the kid when you were a kid with 10 years old, and you enter into his room and say, "Hello, Jewel, I'm you from the future, and I came here to say you this." What will be that piece of advice you will give to
Yeah,
your kid of
yeah.
10
So
years?
yeah, can you repeat again? Sorry.
Yeah, just imagine for a second that you can go back to the kid you were when you were like 10 years old, and you enter into his room and you say, "Hello, Jewel, I'm you from the future, and I came here to share this piece of advice with you." What will be that piece of advice for that kid?
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it will not be something like the buy Bitcoin. Okay. That will be funny. Okay, so I'm not sure. Like, if I say something, it may it's about the financial or anything, like say Bitcoin or something.
Yeah.
It will ruin myself. It will ruin him. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, in personal, I can say anything. So something like that, I can say like, okay, try to stay with your family as long as possible, something like that, because you'll not get time after that. So yeah, so that is something maybe I will say, that, like, uh, these things are important. With all the friends and everything, I still like miss something, like in my early days, like maybe I could have more good times with many people in my life, my friends, many friends, my family and everything. So that is, maybe I could tell that, uh, like, work is fine, but still, maybe some personal time is important too, because in, I think, from 2010 to 20, I did lots of work. Like, I was a workaholic, that we talked in this session. Like, I really did a workaholic, and now I think, like, maybe I could do less smartly, or it could not make many difference maybe I could slow down. I could do many other things. Yeah.
Yeah, well, almost our last question. If someone that is hearing to us or is watching this podcast, this episode, wants to reach you, wants to know more about WP Manage Ninja,
Yeah.
their products, where can they find information
Yeah.
about them?
So I'm available in Twitter, Facebook. So yeah, anyone can reach me, tag me in tweet or anything. I would love to talk with people, and that's most of the time I do that. If you are in my in any of our Facebook community, you see that I am kind of super active and give feedback and anything. So yeah, you can reach me anywhere in Facebook or Twitter, and I will definitely answer that.
Fantastic. We are going to leave all the information on the description of the episode as well.
Yeah.
And where are you going to travel next time? Where is your next trip?
I think the next trip will be so yeah. So next trip, I think I'm just planning at this moment. So next trip, I am thinking to travel definitely Italy, Torino. So that's the next WordCamp Europe. But before that, I want to visit like Norway. I want to do a like 5, 6, 7 days road trip in Norway. So I want to cover all the Norway scenic views, everything. And then from Norway, from Sweden, and then most probably Helsinki. So that's kind of the current plan that I want to, visit these 3 countries like one week. But most of the time I want to visit Norway. So I saw lots of like photos of Norway. It's really beautiful place. So yeah, so that's kind of I want to explore that.
Wonderful trip. Last question, Joel.
Yeah.
Which person would you like us to interview next in our podcast? You have the chance to invite anyone.
Yeah, definitely. So I would nominate the next person is M. Asif Rahman. He is the founder of WP Developer. He's also a great person. I think he actually is also a super fan of WordPress. He is using WordPress. I think from 2005 I learned lots of things about WordPress, about community. And one very interesting thing is actually he attended more than 100 WordCamps. Uh, and so that is really he you can say like something like a mentor or something. We talk lots of about business and everything. So yeah, I will nominate him to the in the next podcast.
And which question would you like us to ask him? A question from Jewel.
A question from Joel. Yeah, so that is something. I think what all the question I already, talked with him, but, it will be interesting, like why he attended hundreds plus, WordCamps. I think it's kind of like 150 or something, why he did that, like, why every WordCamp he have to attend or something.
Okay, so welcome with that. Thank you very much for this great episode, for sharing all these insightful tips with us, and
Sure.
see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.